Ordinary viewer, Magwaza, who's listening to say the ANC puts out such a direct instruction within 30 days, but there is no deadline seemingly given to provinces for members who actually ought to comply with this. Is that something that should worry you?
Of course it does. But besides that, the whole statement that says those criminally charged, with serious criminal charges, should step aside. It takes away, it puts away the Integrity Commission. Absolutely.
See.
I mean, yeah. So if you are to interview me based on that statement, I'm the wrong person actually, because it says nothing about the Integrity Commission.
Okay, all right. Well, let's perhaps get into that particular issue. How does then the Integrity Commission fit into the whole step-aside rule? Where do you fit in, or do you not fit in at all?
We do, not from the previous ANC meeting, that decided on the 30th day, but before that, the resolution said those criminally charged should step aside and qualify by saying they should step aside to appear before the Integrity Commission, right? It was not just straightforward by saying should step aside, but step aside to appear, so that the commission would listen to their story and decide upon.
All right.
And advise accordingly.
It means then, Magwaza, to really cut to the chase, it means then that prominent members, or should I say senior members of the ANC, who are seen as facing criminal charges before courts, and I speak here of Mike Mabuyakulu, the ANC Deputy Chairperson, would have to come before you. Zandile Gumede, the former ANC or the former mayor of eThekwini, ought to appear before you. You have cleared these two individuals in their previous appearances to the Integrity Commission. Do you expect them to come back to you?
Actually, I don't expect them to come back to us, because the NEC statement says they must step aside. It's in the instruction, it says they must step aside. They never said step aside to appear before the commissions.
But now the conundrum here, Magwaza, is that they appeared before you, you cleared them. Maybe let's go back to why you cleared them when they were already criminally charged.
Yeah. Okay, I'll simply give you a background, not the actual reasons why we asked them to go back to their duties. Because even the PEC does not know how we arrived, because you know what happens when we sit with those comrades who are criminally charged. They give us information that is their weapon for their court appearances. So we cannot state those reasons why we recommend that they go back to their duties. Because the information that they give us into confidence, right, that we are not going to divulge those reasons to the PEC. The PEC only gets what we recommend. The reason or how we arrived at it, no, we cannot do that. And okay. I'm not going to do that to you. Let me give you the background, how we sort of work it out. The conference resolution specifically referred to comrades who are criminally charged and not criminally charged, inverted commas, right? And the comrades who appeared before us, those councillors, I'm talking about Zandile Kumet and those 3 other councillors and a few others, you know,
yes,
they were not specifically charged. They appeared in court. Even the court said to them twice that they were prematurely charged because there were no specific charges. You know what we know. My experience in the investigation department is that when you hear an allegation, you sit down and look at the 5 W's, we call it. 5 W's and an H. The who, what, where, when, how, why, and how.
Right.
You know, before you charge. We understood the prosecuting authority to do the investigation based on the fact before they charge, because when they charge, they say we have a winnable case. Now, what is happening now in the justice system is vice versa. They get the 1 W and then they charge people, and then they continue investigating the person forever.
All right,
Like,
but let's pause there. Let's pause there for a second, because I have a bone to pick with you around this decision that you took. But let's take a short breather. We'll continue the conversation with Mr. Sipho Magwaza in a moment. Very good morning to you. If you're just joining us, we are in conversation with Sipho Magwaza, the chairperson of the ANC KZN Integrity Commission. Mr. Magwaza, you were explaining the reasons why you cleared Zandile Gumede, and if we are more specific to the matters surrounding Zandile Gumede, it was not just her, but there were also other councillors that she was arrested with. Now, the simple explanation of your decision to clear them as the Integrity Commission and therefore sending them back to work was simply that although they were arrested by law enforcement, no specific charges were preferred on them at the time. We know now that Zandile Gumede has subsequently been charged, and those charges have been made known to her and the general South African public. Mike Mabuyakhulu, on the other hand, if we leave Zandile Gumede on the side, Mike Mabuyakhulu, the deputy chairperson of the party in that province, the charges against him are very clear. It's corruption, because he allegedly took a bribe, 300,000, from the organizers of the North Sea Jazz, and therefore he's before the Durban Commercial Crimes Court. Why was he cleared?
Okay, let me come to this now. You know, it's been a principle that we believed in, that you are innocent until proven guilty, right? The other narrative that says justice delayed is justice denied. We've always believed in that. Now, where do you put Comrade Mabuyakhulu in the innocence until proven guilty, and we expect to cut him off from all the ANC activities when the investigation is taking forever? The whole thing with this commission, I don't think, personally, I don't think it's in line with how this justice system behaves or operates. In that, like I've said, they take forever to investigate. You know, look at the Comrade Bundebele, what happened to him after so many years of isolation, being seen as a thief, and then all of a sudden, after many years, then there is no case.
Okay, so someone listening to you, you see, you make a very good point, Bob Magwaza. You make a very good point, and as a senior member of the ANC, you are actually regarded as a veteran of this party, having joined it back in 1972. surely
Yes.
you can give me your thoughts then about whether this step-aside rule that now confronts ANC members who are criminally charged, whether it is a well thought through or it's something that actually is bad and should be done away with. I'm simply asking for your opinion.
Unfortunately, Cody, I'm not going to give you an opinion on air, right? I have an opinion. I definitely do have one.
Okay.
But it's not for public consumption.
Well, you are depriving us. Let me then look at the role of the Integrity Commission. You've explained yourself, Bob Magwaza, and just with these two members who we have spoken about, someone listening will say, but you see, this is exactly the problem with the ANC, that this Integrity Commission was never meant really to hold anyone accountable. And specifically, the KZN structure of the Integrity Commission, it's even more compromised now with reports suggesting that you may not necessarily be legally constituted within the structures of the ANC because you do not have commissioners. Sadly, I think 3 of them have died. Am I correct?
Yes.
So what powers then? Why should you exist as an Integrity Commission?
We exist as a result of the conference resolution. Until the next conference says, look, there's no need for Integrity Commission, then we cease to exist.
Sure. The KZN PEC, the secretary specifically, Mdumseni Ntuli, has he handed you the names as the Integrity Commission of the 13 members who have been reported about, who have been identified as those who should step aside? Do you have that list with you?
I don't think we should have that list.
Oh.
Listening to what the president said, the whole thing put
Oh. Oh, all right. Mr. Magwaza, the line is just suddenly going bad. Can you still hear me? There's one crucial question I'd like to put to you still. Can you hear me? Okay.